Welcome back, activators, to It Is Done. I'm Nisha, your guide on this journey where we don't just wish for miracles, we continuously live in a state of gratitude because we know that every moment we are given is a blessing in disguise. We know that we've uncovered that truth, and it is amazing and profound for us. It is a blessing. And today is special. It's something I always love talking about. We've talked about it over a couple of episodes, but today we're diving into what I consider to be a transformative spiritual practice, and that is gratitude. I like to say it is absolutely more than a simple thank you or a positive thought. It, for me, is really a gateway to abundance, a gateway to all that God has for us. Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 encourages us, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Gratitude shifts your focus. It shifts our focus from scarcity to sufficiency, right? From what we lack to what we have. It is absolutely the practice of seeing blessings which are all around us presently, where others only see emptiness. For me, gratitude isn't necessarily about having everything that you want. It's about recognizing that everything you do have is already enough. It's a perspective shift. And Psalm 100, verse 4 says, enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. This is the key that unlocks the door to abundance, to everything really. And it all starts by aligning you with the flow of blessings, aligning yourself with the master of the universe. When you take on the perspective, the lens, if you will, of gratitude, it starts to, okay, so I love to wear glasses. I wear prescription glasses. And I love to have different kinds of glasses. I match them with my outfits. It's something I like to do. But one thing I will say is that gratitude is actually like putting on a different pair of glasses. It's changing your perspective because once you put on the lens of gratitude, the perspective of gratitude, you start to see the hidden blessings. These things become revealed to you and it multiplies what you see, and it really fills the negative, empty spaces that are around you. So when you start to live in gratitude, it becomes a state. Abundance is inevitable. It is inevitable for you. So you already started this a little bit, but let's really redefine what gratitude means. So a lot of people just think of gratitude as a simple a response to good things. Thank you. Someone does something for you, or you notice something, or you fill in the blank, right? It is normally seen as a response to that good thing that you recognized. And it really is a natural reaction to moments that bring us joy, that bring us comfort or success. But I see gratitude in its truest form as a spiritual practice because it is really something that goes much deeper than thank you. It is much deeper than a reaction to something. It's a form it's something that transforms your life. So I guess you could kind of see it as alchemy, but it transforms your life. It really does. And it turns what seems like lack into more than enough simply by changing the way you look at it. So it's not that the things around you have changed. You're not responding to that. It is that gratitude changes you. Gratitude transforms you, and it changes the way you look at the things around you. You look at what is in your life. Colossians chapter 3, verse 15 encourages us to let the peace of Christ rule in our hearts, since as members of one body, you were called to peace, and be thankful, and be thankful. When you start to approach life with a grateful heart, you're not just thankful for the obvious blessings that are in your life. You start to see the beauty in every single experience, whether you look at it as good or bad, even the difficult ones. And James chapter 1, verse 17 reminds us of this when it says that every good and perfect gift is from above. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights. So gratitude really is a tool that shifts your focus from what's missing to what is present. And that shift really changes everything. It helps allow you to see your opportunities where, currently you may see none. And it helps you to recognize the abundance that is already flowing into your life. I like to think of gratitude almost like a flashlight because it really starts to illuminate and reveal the hidden blessings that we don't normally pay attention to. Blessings are always around us, constantly flowing. And the flashlight sees light even in shadows. So it really multiplies what is seen and it fills the empty spaces. So I want you to think about a time when you felt like you didn't have enough, whether it was money, time, love, you fill in the blank. Hold that thought. Psalms 23 and 1 reminds us that the Lord is our shepherd. I shall not want. Whatever you were just thinking, it was really easy, probably in that moment, and probably right now, as you're thinking of it, to get caught up in that feeling of lack. What if you shifted your focus? You put it on the lens of gratitude, you shine the light of gratitude. What if you chose to see the abundance in that very situation? Maybe you didn't have as much money as you wanted, but what you did have was you had a roof over your head. You had food on the table. Maybe for you, time really felt scarce, but you still had moments to cherish with loved ones. When you start to look at life through the lens of gratitude, you start to see blessings where once you only saw limitations. Gratitude really does something profound, and that's why I said it's almost like an alchemy because it shifts your perception. It really is an activator. When you practice gratitude, you are training your mind to focus on what's already working, what's already present to you, and what's already good. The Word of God tells us to think on these things. Psalms chapter 118, verse 24 declares, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." As you do this, you align yourself with the flow of abundance. If it comes from the Father of lights, it's something for us to rejoice in, whether we see it from our human perspective of good or bad. It is something for us to rejoice in and be glad in it. Remember, every single thing we experience is information. It's just information. And as you do this, you really start to align yourself with the flow of abundance. It's like tuning in to a higher frequency where you start to receive more of what you desire because you are already thankful for what you have. When you are grateful, you open your eyes to the fullness of life. Life is so full. And we see this when God tells us to give thanks always. So that means we should always be in this state. This should become a way of being for us. Because when we are in this state, we begin to see opportunities, we begin to see blessings, we begin to see the possibilities that were always present, but they were hidden behind the fog of lack. Gratitude clears that fog. And we start to understand that it's not that the abundance just all of a sudden started to appear right out of nowhere. It's that the abundance was always there because we are told that it is. We live in an abundant universe that was created by an abundant God. And this is the God that we serve, the master of the universe. So that means abundance is accessible and available to us at all times. All we need to do is to shift our perspective to see it. Here's an important truth. What you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. Again, this is why God tells us to think on these things. If what you focus on is everything that's missing in your life, the things that you don't have, all of the lack is going to grow. But if you focus on what you have, even if it seems small, right? And do not despise the small things. Even if it seems small to you, what is going to happen is going to multiply. We see this in Luke chapter 6 when we're told, give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will it be poured into your lap. That is the nature of gratitude. It doesn't just acknowledge what is present to you currently, but it invites you and it invites more of it into your life. It aligns you with the flow. It aligns you with the flow of blessings that are already available to you. So again, it's not that things are just randomly being created and appearing just for you, it's that they were already there. All you had to do was open your eyes, see beyond the illusion, and to align with the flow of blessings that are already available to you. In a previous episode, I talked about my abundance river, each of us standing in our own abundance river, and whatever we need is presently there. We just have to open our mind, shift our perspective, and align ourselves with the blessings that are already available to us. So, all of that seems very simple, right? How can we make gratitude a part of our daily lives? If you listen to a couple of previous episodes, I have given you practical applications that you can use gratitude in your life every single day. I want to give you some more because it really starts with simple, consistent practices that train your mind to focus on abundance. So, I want to give you some practical ways to incorporate gratitude into your life every single day. One of the easiest ones, the simplest one really, is a daily gratitude journal. But a daily gratitude journal is something that is great for you. I think something special happens when we not only things, but we put pen to paper. Something very special happens when you start to do that. And so I would invite you to start a daily gratitude journal where you can begin each and every day, and maybe even end the day by writing down three things you're grateful for. It could be something like a new opportunity that's come your way, or even something small like the warmth of your morning coffee. I find immense gratitude just in being able to take my dogs on a walk. That really fills my cup. Another thing that really gives me gratitude that I'm grateful for is being able to have my slow mornings. I don't like feeling rushed. I feel like taking my time and just romanticizing every single thing I do because it is such a blessing and a gift to be alive right now. And this practice, recognizing just three little things really helps to train your mind to start to look for more of the good in every single moment. If you want to take it even deeper or to the next level, you could even practice gratitude and focus on things that you don't necessarily see as positive, you don't necessarily see as good. Maybe they're unpleasant for you. Start to train your mind, your brain to see where is the good in this. I like to say, in whatever situation or circumstance that I'm going through, I have trained my brain to find God in it. That really helps me get through. The second practical application I want to invite you to do is to express gratitude in advance. This is really powerful because, again, gratitude is not just a response to something. Remember how powerful we are. I want you to practice saying thank you for blessings that have not even come into your life yet in the physical. They have not manifested yet in the physical, but you're saying thank you for them already. For example, let's say if you are hoping for a breakthrough in your career, right? Thank God as if it has already happened. You've already received the breakthrough. And we can see scripture that backs this up in Mark chapter 11, verse 24, where it encourages us, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. This really aligns your energy with the outcome that you are desiring. So, one of the things I like to do, I've definitely found myself doing this in the last couple of months. And whenever I cut my grass at home, I will literally start to express gratitude in advance. And I'll say, I'm so grateful for the people that cut my grass for me. I'm so grateful for the team that does my landscaping. You know, I don't have a team that that does it yet in the physical, but I know that it's coming because it is a desire of my heart and I know where God is taking me to that is going to have to be something I implement in my life to free up some time for myself and for what God has called me to do. So again, that's something that you can say. I'll also say that when I wash dishes, I do not like washing dishes, but I do like having a clean kitchen. So I will say I'm really grateful for the people who wash my dishes. I'm so grateful for the people that take care and make my home welcoming and loving. Again, I don't have a team that does this yet in the physical, but I know that it's coming, and I'm incredibly grateful to God for that. And at the same time, I can just look over my life and remember when I did not have my own place and I did not have my own home. And I remember, staying in my parents' house. And when I would clean, I would tell God how grateful I was to Him for my own home as I was taking care of someone else's, and so it's little things like that, expressing gratitude in advance is incredibly powerful. Another way that you can do this is you can use gratitude as a centering tool. And this is really powerful. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever you feel stressed, or maybe you just feel anxious, why don't you try to pause and right there list 5 things that you're really grateful for? Again, maybe it's in the moment and you don't have a piece of paper next to you. That's fine. Just say them out loud. You can say them out loud. You can say them in your head. You can say them as a prayer and talk to God. Whatever works for you. This really shifts your focus back to the abundance that is available to you, and it helps you to really stay grounded. It really becomes almost like an anchor that you can drop when you need to, like I said, to stay grounded and to stay steady and, connected to the rock. So I have enough right now, but I'm also open to more. Okay. And this really starts to, fill your cup drop by drop until it overflows. Because again, this is a daily practice. When you let this become a practice, it is going to drop by drop fill your cup until your cup overflows. I want you to remember that, gratitude isn't a one-time event. Like we've been saying, this is a practice. And this podcast, even the community, is really about integrating our faith into our everyday life and making it a practice. Because the more you engage in spiritual truths and spiritual tools, practices are going to become even more natural to you. And we can see this when we read Colossians chapter 4, verse 2, where it encourages us to devote ourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful. As we start to cultivate gratitude, we're going to notice that life starts to feel more abundant. Not because your circumstances have necessarily changed, but because your perspective has. So, again, let's go over these 3 practical steps, these 3 practical tools that you can activate gratitude in your life literally today. I like to do little challenges where I'll say, okay, I'm going to really focus on this tool, this practical application for the next 30 days. And I love to see where I start and where the journey leads me to. And you could do this for a week. You could do this for 2 weeks. It's up to you, whatever you feel led to do. But no matter what, whatever you align yourself to do, especially if you are being led by God to do it, you're going to experience the miraculous and you're going to see results out of it. Like that's just a given. So just show God how willing you are to meet Him where He is, to get in alignment with Him, and just see the miraculous unfold around you. So these 3 things are again, number 1, I want you to start incorporating starting a daily gratitude journal into your everyday. You're going to write down 3 things that you are absolutely grateful for. They could be big, they can be small. 3 things, maybe in the morning time, whatever fits into your routine. And then 3 things in the evening, if you want to take it even further, right before bed. Okay. That's an amazing thing to do because you're thinking on these things before you go to bed. So your mind is going to be meditating on these things. I'm pretty sure once you lay your head on the pillow, you're going to come up with more things. This is really going to help you bookend your day, which is so powerful with gratitude. Maybe we'll call it bookending. I like that. The second one again is to practice gratitude in advance. So each day you're going to give thanks for one thing, if you can come up with more, great. Give thanks for one thing that you desire as if it's already happened. And we 100% see evidence of this in the scripture in Romans chapter 4, verse 17, where it says, call out those things which are not as though they were. And this really aligns yourself with that energy of that outcome. The third practical application we can do is to really do some type of a guided meditation. I love to do guided meditations. I love to do visualizations. You can keep it as simple as you need to. Even if you just close your eyes and you just take a few deep breaths and really start to visualize your heart or whatever you want to visualize. I like to visualize my heart expanding and filling with light. I really see it as my heart as a vessel that is just filling with God. And he's just filling me with so much gratitude that I then get to express in each breath, in each moment, in each experience that I have. And I really start to let this light just expand and fill my entire being. I'm thinking as I'm talking about this, I feel it right now. And this really reminds me that abundance is already present to me. Just thinking about that and doing that quick guided meditation just live right now with you reminds me of so much abundance that is already present to me. And I literally feel it right now. So, on this episode, we have explored together the power of gratitude, which is one of my favorite things to talk about, and how it serves as a gateway to abundance. And we see this in Psalms chapter 107, where it says, give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for mankind. For he satisfies the thirst and he fills the hungry with good things. He is a wonderful God. He satisfies our thirst. When we are hungry, he fills us. And he's not just giving us anything, he's giving us satisfying, overflowing, filling good things. You could just meditate on that today. That is the kind of God we serve. Talked a little bit about how gratitude transforms what we have right now, what we are aware of presently in our life, into more than enough. And it starts to align us with the flow of blessings that are always present around us. I would encourage you to do the exercises that we talked about today and then consider joining the Aligned Tribe, which is our podcast community. We get to share our gratitude experiences and we get to support one another in living abundantly because this is a lifestyle. And for those of you who may want to go even further, I'm incredibly excited to share the 30-day devotional that we have available in the community for free. We are doing a live group program where we're taking that devotional and we are going for 30 weeks. It's going to be incredibly transformational, and I'm incredibly excited because not only did it inspire this podcast, but it inspired the community. And you can 100% transform your walk in just going through the devotional on your own. And I believe in the power of arcing, in the power of connecting. Wherever two or more are gathered, God is there, and to see what God does through each of us and through the community over the next 30 weeks. This is going to be an opportunity for you to grow in your gratitude and really to activate the abundance that is already around you presently and to get connected in a community. Links are available in the show notes. And I want you to remember, we are activators. Gratitude for us is a state. It is a state of being. It's time for you to see abundance that is already here, that is already available to you. Remember, the miracle is not in the asking, the miracle is in the believing and the becoming. I want to thank you for joining me today on It Is Done. Nisha reminding you that gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to abundance for you. And until next time, remember, keep believing, keep expressing your gratitude, and keep living in abundance. I believe in you.